Up to 16% of Americans struggle with sports betting. Why? Hi, I'm Larry Sprung with Midland Financial. For a lot of us, sports are the ultimate escape. We love the drama, the buzzer beaters, the Cinderella stories that keep us glued to our screens. I mean, how about those Knicks, am I right? But over the last few years, the way we experience these games has quietly started to shift. It's not just about who wins or loses on the court. It's about the spread, the live props, the next play. What started as casual entertainment has turned into massive, multi-billion-dollar industry sitting right in our pockets. And it's quietly changing the way people view risk, money, and investing. I want to be very clear about how I frame today's conversation. The goal here isn't to be a buzzkill or to tell you that you can't enjoy a friendly bracket or a casual wager. But as a financial advisor, I'm increasingly seeing a concerning trend. The line between entertainment and wealth building has become incredibly blurry. And when gambling or speculative prediction apps start masquerading as an investment strategy, that's when real financial stability gets put to risk. Today, we're walking through three specific realities. Number one, why the sheer scale of modern sports betting has exploded and how the advertising machine is driving it. Number two, the psychological trap of turning your smartphone into a frictionless 24/7 casino. And finally, number three, the very real, measurable financial consequences that are starting to show up on household balance sheets. I'll also share a quick story about a family who sat down with me and they weren't worried about retirement. They weren't worried about taxes. They were worried about their son, Ethan, who had downloaded a sports betting app. A few months ago, I sat with a couple, let's call them Mark and Susan. And as I mentioned, they weren't worried about retirement. They weren't worried about taxes. They were worried about their son, Ethan. Ethan was everything you hoped your kid becomes. A college student with a part-time job, taking school seriously, who never missed a credit card payment. The kind of kid who had a retirement account opened at the age of 16 and who tracked every expense on a spreadsheet for tax purposes. Nobody would have described Ethan as reckless. And then he downloaded a sports betting app. At first, it looked harmless. A promotion popped up during a game, deposit $50, get $250 in bonus bets. It felt like free money. Why not? He loved sports, he followed the stats, he knew the players, and honestly, he thought he had an edge. The first few bets, he won. The rush was real, and the app was celebrating every victory. With confetti exploding across his screen and notifications that lit up his phone, and then came the profit boosts and bonus bets. Every time he opened the app, it felt like someone was handing him another opportunity. But what Ethan didn't realize was that he wasn't using a sports book. The sports book was using him. His phone had quietly become a casino. Not the kind with flashing lights and slot machines, a casino that lived in his pocket, a casino that knew exactly when to send a notification, exactly when to offer another deposit match, and exactly when to tell him he was so close. One night, he missed a parlay by a single basket. The app immediately offered another promotion, another chance, another boost. It was another reason to keep going. His brain didn't register the loss, it registered it as a near miss. The same psychological trigger used in slot machines, you almost had it. Try again. And by the end of the semester, Ethan wasn't betting because he loved sports anymore. He was betting because he couldn't stop thinking about the next bet, the next game, the next opportunity, the next comeback. The scary part, his parents had no idea, no obvious warning signs. Everything happened on a screen, quietly, privately, one swipe at a time. And eventually, Ethan admitted he had burned through thousands of dollars. Money saved from months of working, money meant for expenses when he graduated, and here's what hit his father the hardest. Ethan wasn't trying to get rich. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't even irresponsible. He was exactly the type of young person you think would never fall into something like this. That's why this matters. Because these platforms are not targeting reckless people. They're targeting the brain's reward system. A recent NCAA survey found that nearly 60% of people between the ages of 18 and 22 had participated in sports betting. Researchers are increasingly warning that college-age men are among the highest risk groups for gambling problems, and the promotions and ads, they're everywhere. You can't watch a sporting event without being bombarded by betting ads and promises of easy money. Bet $5, get $200. Deposit $50, get $250. These aren't acts of generosity, but what they really are customer acquisition tools. These companies know if they can get you to make that first deposit, they dramatically increase the odds you'll make the second one, and the third, and the fourth. That's not investing. That's not wealth building. That's not financial planning. That's behavioral engineering. As they pull on basic human wiring, the fear of missing out, the rush of a near win, and the need to feel in control. And it's happening to millions of Americans every day. Let's jump into point one. The scale of betting has exploded, and the guardrails, well, they're slipping. It wasn't that long ago that placing a sports bet required a trip to Vegas or a call to a local bookie. Today, it takes 2 clicks on a screen, and the numbers reflect that massive drop in friction. Data from the American Gaming Association shows that Americans are expected to legally wager a staggering $3.3 billion on NCAA tournaments alone. That is a massive 54% surge over just a 3-year period. But it's not just that more people are playing, it's how the games are being sold to us. You cannot watch a single broadcast without being bombarded by betting ads and prediction market promotions. And here's the catch. Many of these platforms are playing by their own rules. The same American Gaming Association study revealed that through the first part of the year, roughly 43% of digital sports betting ads seen by U.S. consumers did not comply with state gaming regulations requiring responsible messaging. When the guardrails slip, what feels like a normalized part of the game experience can quickly turn into a hidden trap. So how do we address this? Well, first, audit your media exposure. Take control of your media consumption by muting sports broadcasts during commercial breaks or unfollowing betting tip accounts on social media to break up the continuous cycle of promotional exposure. Next, establish a strict hard stop entertainment cap. If you wish to wager, isolate those funds completely. Cap them at a strict dollar amount per month that comes directly out of your discretionary entertainment budget. Never touch your core capital. And lastly, have explicit, transparent conversations with younger family members about how sports betting ads use psychological design. Help them understand that the house always maintains the mathematical advantage despite what the commercials promise. Number 2, the phone is now the casino. The real game changer isn't television advertising, it's the device in your hand. Mobile apps are masterfully engineered using behavioral science to keep you locked in. They don't just take your bet and close out, they hit you with rewards, push notifications, and live in-game wagers that happen in real time. As I recently wrote in an article for Kiplinger, these apps use sophisticated features that make the process feel more like a video game than actual gambling. They leverage a powerful psychological trigger, the almost won. When a team misses a buzzer beater, missing by half a point, your brain doesn't register it as a pure loss. It registers it as a near success. It tells you You were so close. Your logic was right. Try one more time. This creates a powerful illusion of control and skill. But as another excellent Kiplinger piece pointed out, sports betting and prediction markets lack the core definition of an investment. There's no underlying asset. There's no value creation, earnings growth, or dividend being produced. If traditional investing is like planting seeds that grow value over time, gambling is just rearranging the same pile of dirt while the house takes a cut. To help, I recommend disabling app notifications and badges. This will help by instantly turning off all push alerts, text updates, and badges from betting or prediction apps to silence the artificial dopamine loops trying to pull you back in. Have you ever heard of a 24-hour cool-down rule? Commit to a mandatory 24-hour delay before placing any wager that isn't a pre-planned game result. Banning live, impulsive, in-game prop bets removes emotional reactivity. Finally, start tracking your actual numbers manually. Keep a running list of total wins, minus losses over a rolling 90-day period. Visually confronting the net reality completely dismantles the almost won illusion of skill. Point 3, financial consequences are real. This isn't just an anecdotal problem or a matter of a few young adults losing their pocket money. The macroeconomic data is starting to show a very clear systemic impact on household balance sheets. A groundbreaking study from the National Bureau of Economic Research titled Gambling Away Stability tracked household transactions following the legalization of online sports betting across the country. What they found should cause every long-term planner to pause. Online sports betting doesn't just replace other discretionary entertainment spending. It directly crowds out productive financial habits. The research showed that increased betting is directly linked to lower net deposits into traditional brokerage accounts, reduced overall savings, increased credit card debt, and a significantly higher frequency of bank overdrafts, especially among financially vulnerable households. When people start using leverage like credit card debt to fund a negative expected value activity, they aren't just losing money today. They're actively borrowing against their own future retirement. One big thing you should be doing, if you aren't already, is automating your true wealth building before anything else. Get started by setting up your retirement and traditional brokerage deposits to pull automatically on payday. By choosing to pay yourself first, you increase the possibility for your financial future being secure before any discretionary fund money is spent. Next, put together a zero leverage rule. Pass a hard internal regulation. Never use credit cards, overdraft protection, or borrowed funds to bankroll a betting profile. If you don't have the literal cash sitting unallocated in a checking account, you don't play. I'd also recommend conducting a quarterly balance sheet cleanse. Review your banking statements every 90 days specifically to look for speculative leakage. Calculate exactly what went towards short-term plays and consciously redirect that exact dollar amount back into value-producing long-term assets. We celebrate the buzzer beaters. We fall in love with the Cinderella stories, but just under the surface, there are real, lasting consequences to the gamification of our money. March Madness may still look like a game on your television screen, but the money and the technology behind it are changing consumer behavior in ways we have only begun to understand. Gambling is entertainment. It's an expense. It is never a financial plan. The most resilient financial strategies are the ones that keep a clear, unshakable line between what we do for fun and what we do to protect our families' futures. If you or someone in your family has found themselves getting caught up in the thrill of the apps or If you've realized your own capital is drifting away from long-term wealth building strategies and into short-term speculation, that is a conversation worth having. Because true financial freedom doesn't happen on a scoreboard. It happens through intent, discipline, and a strategy built to weather any season. At Midland Financial, we help you to strip away the noise and the emotion of the day, ensuring your hard-earned dollars are actually working for and towards your long-term goals. If you're ready to get your financial game plan back on track, we invite you to reach out to us at Midland Financial to start that conversation. If you found this episode valuable, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more insights on planning with intention. I'm Larry Sprung with Midland Financial, where we strive to bring joy to your money journey. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.